Howdy y'all, Big Vern, vegan Trump supporter here. Want to throw in my 2 cents on this great immigration debate. All of a sudden, everybody's talking about immigration. And why wouldn't they? Because it's such a complicated issue that people just want to break down and make all emotional and make it old President Donald J. Trump's fault. Because apparently President Donald J. Trump was responsible for all the problems with immigration and for children being taken away from their families going back to 2015 when he wasn't even president yet. Still, somehow, it's all his fault. And we gotta find fault with President Donald Trump nowadays because, well, turns out he's been doing just way too good. He's got the stock market humming. He's got record low unemployment. He's got record low African American unemployment. He's got peace talks going with nuclear powered nation dictators. Oh, and not to mention, he has somehow uncovered all of this incriminating evidence through the Inspector General's report. Seems to be the Democratic National Committee had a whole conspiracy to take down the Trump presidency. So, with all this going on, we can't pay attention to all the good things that Donald J. Trump's been doing. We gotta focus on the bad, because that's how we treat a guy like Trump. Gotta take him down, cut him down at the knees. Everybody wants to make a big deal about how all these immigrant families are being ripped apart so cruelly at the border. Because, after all, they're a family union. They came here together. They took a little family vacation, hiking through the desert for most likely a couple months. A harrowing journey that bonds a family together. And just when they get across the border, probably through a hole in the fence or under a tunnel or some definitely not legal way, they come and go in the United States and all of a sudden they're treated like criminals when they're just trying to be a good, wholesome Central American family. Ain't that cruel? So of course everybody's got to go out there, put their 2 cents in on the situation, how Republicans and Trump don't value the Central American family unit and are so cruel at taking kids and abusing them, putting them in these detention centers that have been around for 3-4 years at this point, are privately funded by corporations that we've been giving money to for also those 3 to 4 years. It's called the Juvenile Referral Process. And basically what it is a program that takes immigrant children and figures out how to get them out of the country as quickly as possible. It's a lot of processing, a lot of government, legal mumbo jumbo, keeping kids locked away in a prison while paperwork slowly passes through the process. Because it's bureaucracy, and this is what government does best. Just makes things a paperwork and bureaucratic nightmare. No doubt about it. So a lot of these children coming over across the border, some of them come with parents, some don't come with parents. Many of these immigrant kids come because they're sent by drug cartels, and drug cartels have this idea that, well, if we send kids over, ain't no cold-blooded American ICE border agent gonna mess with no kids. Well, little they know we don't mess around here in America. You can be a kid, you can be an adult. You come illegally, you gotta go back. That's how it works. Sorry, but not sorry. So these kids be coming across the border, they get put in these detention centers, and, well, what do you know? They spend lots of time there. 35, 50, 70 days. And then what happens? They get shipped back. They spend all that time in these detention centers because what the Human Health Services Department is supposed to be doing is looking for family members of these children who are living here in America. And sure, they might find some, but chances are they won't find any family members because many of the family members of the kids who come across illegally are also here illegally. So they ain't coming forward looking to claim their spot in the old government's payroll because what do you know? They'll have to start paying American taxes. They'll have to start contributing into Medicare and Social Security, you know, like most legal immigrants and American citizens do anyways. So what does the government do? Government puts them on a van, sends them right back to Mexico or right back to Central America. And in fact, according to a report that came out in 2015, posted by the Washington Post, that is nowadays owned by Jeff Bezos, who is an outright opponent of Donald Trump, they actually reported this when the Obama administration first put this process into place in May of 2015. May 2015 was when President Barack Obama was president, and he's the one who said, hey, we're going to put these kids in detention centers because Well, I'm President Obama, and I like getting money from private prison system people. So that's what they did. Then the government starts giving all this money out to all these detention centers, and they ain't no better than a low-class prison. How about that? Well, they asked the Border Patrol agents what they thought about this program, and you know what they said? They said that they have seen less than 7% of the returning kids come back across the border. So really, the deterrent is what seems to be the whole point of this whole process. Deterring people from immigrating here in the first place. Because what happens? When people come here, now there are a problem. But we got so many problems here in America to begin with. Why are we now going to be dealing with the problem with people who ain't even paying no taxes, and now completely forget about the people who've been working in this country for 30, 40 years, breaking their back, going to school, got student loan debt, got 401ks that no longer exist, out of work, nothing to do? Who are we supposed to worry about first? You ask me. That's just what I'm saying. So when it comes to getting all emotional and all upset about this immigration situation, it just takes time to take a step back and actually read about what's going on. Because yeah, it is heartbreaking. It's even more heartbreaking when a family member would put a poor innocent child in this position. And what happens anyways? Many of these kids get mixed up with the wrong people, get forced into gangs, and are sold and bought and purchased and steal and kill and rob and do all that stuff anyways. Not to say all kids are like that, but just puts us all in a bad situation. So while you're getting all upset about all this, why don't you take a few steps back and see where this all comes from in the first place? It comes from laws that were passed back when President Donald Trump wasn't even president yet. How about that? Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you follow the Holistic A-Hole YouTube page and the Holistic A-Hole podcast, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.